Everybody comes in, your grandmother, your father, your mother, your brother. They come in so easily, so crazy, so crazy. Everybody comes in, your grandmother, everybody comes in, your grandmother, everybody comes in, your grandmother, everybody comes in, everybody comes in, your grandmother,
soup, and they throw the cans of soup. That's better than a brick because you can't throw a brick, it's too heavy. But a can of soup, you can really put some power into that, right? And then when they get caught, they say, no, this is soup for my family. They're so innocent. This is soup for my family. It's incredible. And you have people coming over with bags of soup, big bags of soup, and they lay it on the ground, and the anarchists take it and they start throwing it at our cops, at our police. And if it hits you, that's worse than a brick because it's got force. It's the perfect size. It's like made perfect. And when they get caught, they say, no, this is just soup for my family. And then the media says, this is just soup. These people are very, very innocent. They're innocent people.
I liked beer. I still like beer. But I did not drink beer to the point of blacking out.
We've ended the war on American energy. We were in war. And we've ended the war on beautiful, clean coal, one of our great natural resources.
They had a very bad original concept. It was carried out poorly, and the cover-up was one of the worst in the history of cover-ups. It's very simple. Bad deal, should have never been thought of. Somebody really messed up, and they had the worst cover-up ever. And where it should have stopped is at the deal standpoint, when they thought about it. Because whoever thought of that idea, I think is in big trouble.
Look, talk about education. I propose that what we take is those very poor schools, the Title I schools, triple the amount of money we spend from $15 to $45 billion a year. Give every single teacher a raise, an equal raise of getting out the $60,000 level. Number two, make sure that we bring in to help the student, the teachers deal with the problems that come from home. The problems that come from home, we have one school psychologist for every 1,500 kids in America today. It's crazy. The teachers are I'm married to a teacher. My deceased wife is a teacher. They have every problem coming to them. We have to make sure that every single child does in fact have 3, 4, and 5-year-olds go to school, not daycare, school. We bring social workers into homes and parents to help them deal with how to raise their children. It's not they don't want to help. They don't know quite what to do. Play the radio, make sure the television, make sure you have the record player on at night, the phone, make sure the kids hear word. And by the way, you know, I sit on the stand and it get hot, I got hairy legs that turn, blonde in the sun. And the kids used to come up and reach in the bowl and rub my leg down so it was straight, and then watch the hair come back up again. They'd look at it. So I learned about roaches. I learned about kids jumping on my lap. And I've loved kids jumping on my lap.
Well, you have to understand, the first time I ever heard of Black Lives Matter, they were chanting, pigs in a blanket, talking about police. Pigs, talking about our police. Pigs in a blanket, fry them like bacon.
It was an amazing phone call I made. 40 Wall Street actually was the second tallest building in downtown Manhattan. And it was actually, before the World Trade Center, was the tallest. And then when they built the World Trade Center, it became known as the second tallest, and now it's the tallest. And I just spoke to my people.
In person, in my office, in Philadelphia.
Early in the morning, they went to the table with the black robe, the black shield, and they pulled out the votes. Those votes were put there a number of hours before.
Everybody comes in your grandmother year. 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 Father, your mother, your brother, your cousins. They come in so easily, so crazy, so crazy.
Oh, seriously, hot sauce. I've been eating a lot of hot sauce, a lot of raw peppers and hot sauce.
As far as my relationships with all people, I think I have great relationships with all people. I am the least racist person in this room.
Get your words straight, Jack.
And then they have cans of soup. Soup. And they throw the cans of soup.
Hello, users, and welcome to another episode of Above It All, your favorite program. At least I would hope. Be a piece of shit. And it's currently like kind of being a piece of shit. So like, just give me a sec. Okay. Is that working? Did I break it? Is it over? Oh shit, I have to turn the webcam on. What's up, folks? What's up? Hold up. Whoa. Looking like a straight fucking piece of shit today. God damn. God damn, folks. Sounds like there's sandpaper in there. Yeah, that's about right. I didn't really even scream yesterday because I didn't. There, I'll get into that, but there was little to scream for yesterday. So this is still recovery from the day before and all the other days before. Spoken like in the movie Rocky. Oh my God, I did it. Motherfucker. I watched Rocky recently while on mushrooms. About a month ago. About a month and a half ago. Lord have mercy. Anyway, so we got a show today. We've got a show today that's going to be happening. I would like to provide some folks with some like personal news. So someone is moving into my home, and as a result, you may hear like noise in the background. Max might start barking because the door is closed and he doesn't know what's going on and he's stupid. So just bear with me if any of that ends up happening. So yeah, Rocky's girlfriend is Adrian, but Andrea is close. Like, it's relatively similar. I'm in recovery mode. That's correct. That's so correct. Super secret Marvel outro was hilarious. I wish I knew what that meant. I'm assuming you refer to me like swearing at the chat for the entirety of the outro, but I don't know what that has to do with Marvel. I've never seen Marvel. Yeah, I'm going to be honest. I have a lot to say about what happened yesterday in Elizabeth City. And not much of it is positive. I don't want to be a bitch. I don't want to be a bitch, but I have some very, very poignant words, I suppose. Is poignant the correct word? That's a word, right? Poignant. It's like, it means something. It means there's something going on. Evoking a keen sense of sadness or regret. That sounds about right. That sounds about right. Okay. I'm drinking some coffee out of this cup because I don't know where my coffee cup is, so I'm just drinking it out of here. So yeah. Okay. All right. Let's see. Okay. I don't know where Joe Chen is. I imagine Joe Chen has taken a little bit of time off. That's hopefully feasible. But, I mean, I hope they're having a good time. The anti-Andrea forces. It's anti-Andrea action right there. It's not good. Not good, folks. Not good. So I got some news here. Today is going to be a relatively, I'm trying to get back into the swing of things. And so I've got some news here. I've got the recap of what happened in Elizabeth City. And we're going to go into these both. We're going to go into both of these, actually. And so with that in mind, let's get started here, shall we? Hopefully everyone is having a great day. I would like to remind everyone to retweet the stream.
Retweet. That was an opinion of somebody, and that was a retweet. I'll put it out there. People can decide for themselves. I don't take a position.
You're not like you got to retweet the stream, folks. If you don't, there's going to be some serious problems. And so I'm just going to request that you retweet the stream. I mean, it's not hard. I don't want to have to, do anything that's, other people may not want me to do. So I'm just going to have to go out there and say, just retweet the goddamn stream. So, there you go. 112 more episodes to do. Wait, what? Oh, okay. Followed up by, I'm so smart. I meant 110. Yeah, Above It All, episode 1013-12 is going to be very good. So 1013. Okay, whatever. Anyway, I smoked a lot of weed last night and other various substances. I had some very, very nice sleep, and I still have yet to drink my coffee, so bear with me. I just spilled coffee all over myself. I don't know if that's visible. I just spilled it literally all over my white t-shirt. You see that? This is what happens. This is what happens when you're me. It's all over my face. Look at that. It's a white t-shirt too. I had to spill coffee on my white t-shirt. That's necessary now. That's something we have to do. Anyway, so let's get into the show. I don't want push notifications. Fuck off. All right. So yesterday was the 18th straight day of demonstrations in the city of Elizabeth City, North Carolina. So I've got, there was a demonstration and an event in the morning. And then there was some interesting things that attempted to take place later, and I will get into that. Anyway, let's get this article open. I just want to say I was not there in the morning. I was doing this show. And I was like, maybe I'll catch the tail end of it. And by the time I got there, they just finished and were dispersing. I was not here. I don't have any live footage, so I'm going off of 13 News Now here, so probably not going to be too great. Faith leaders march in Elizabeth City demanding transparency in the shooting death of Andrew Brown Jr. The faith leaders are demanding truth and accountability in the death of Brown. They held a public rally outside of the Pasquotank County Courthouse. So I want to be, I want to very much so make sure I don't step on anyone's toes. But I personally appreciate faith leaders for coming out and doing this. They've already came out and have done this. This isn't their first time. This is their second or third time or something. And so what really, to my understanding, transpired was they grouped up. They did a 5-minute march to the public safety building. And then they did what amounted to speeches and a photo op. And then they went home. And so I'm going to get into that because I showed up at the tail end of this. And there were a bunch of people trying to organize more protest demonstrations. And then the police just kind of did their whole thing. So I'll get into that very shortly. I don't know how to turn this off. So it's just going to be there and blocking text. And it's just, can you turn this off? X? No? You just can't turn this off. It just blocks the text. Can't even see the photograph. What a fucking good website. Jesus Christ. All right. North Carolina faith leaders marched in Elizabeth City on Saturday to demand transparency in the shooting death of Andrew Brown Jr. Brown was shot. Okay, I already know that. The faith leaders headed to the Pasquotank County Courthouse where they held a public rally. The clergy included William J. Barber, Dr. Anthony Spearman, and other interfaith and interdenominational leaders. In front of the Pasquotank County Sheriff's Office, Barber laid out a list of demands, among them public release of the body cam video and law enforcement reform. Now, again, I want to be very clear. I am not a religious person. And so that is going to affect the way I cover this. And I want to be very clear that that is going to be affecting the way I cover this. And so I think the idea... Now, if you look at the footage here, you can see that there's, quite a decent amount of people that did their little 5-minute march. And I don't know, personally, I find it a little bit contrite, if I use that word correctly, a little liberalized of a protest. If you do a 5-minute march down a street that's already blocked off, and then do a photo op, and then do a media release, and then go home. I personally am not a huge fan of that. If you're going to organize hundreds of people, and you do something that, again, amounts to a photo op and then tell everyone to go home, I personally am not a fan of that. That's not my style of direct action. It seems a little liberalized. And so I get there around when this photo op was ending, and people are like, all right, let's go home. And there's a bunch of people, locals. Now, I want to be very clear here. A lot of the people that did this photo op are not locals. Now, some of them are, but a lot of them aren't. And while I appreciate, Mr. Barber or Dr. Barber for coming out here and providing a megaphone to our issues, the way I see it, if you're only going to do a 5-minute march down a street that's already shut down, and then say a list of demands that we've been demanding the whole time, I don't really think it does anything. And then when, again, you disengage people and say, all right, go home, we'll be back tomorrow, while there's a bunch of locals that are actually trying to organize more protests, I think that that's problematic. And I don't want to say that, I don't want to be here and, be this person that goes out there and says, like, we don't appreciate their help. We do. It's just there's a difference between helping, right, and kind of being in the back of local leadership and kind of like propelling them and pushing them forward with their ideas, and taking over local leadership and kind of speaking over them. And that's what I feel. And here's my problem. It's like, if you want to do the photo op in the morning, great, right? If you want to do the photo op in the morning, do your whole thing. That's amazing. But then don't tell people to go home, right? Say, all right, we did the photo op in the morning with the religious people. Now the religious people can go home because that's all they're good for. And then we, the people, can continue marching and shutting shit down. That's what I came into yesterday under the impression of. That's what I was intending on happening. And so many others were intending that on happening. And so we had a group of about 25 people. After the group of about 100 people dispersed, we had a group of about 25 people. And then the police came out and basically told us we had to go home. So this is what happened after we were trying to organize. We went and did like a little lunch break. We had a little bit of break, and then we said we'd come back at 5. And the cops met us here, and I didn't get this whole interaction, but the cops met us here and threatened arrest if we were to continue marching. Now, where's MSNBC? Where's ABC? Where's Dr. Barber? Where's Dr. Spearman? Where's all these other speakers and media members that were so great that they had to get their photo op in the morning? And they're all gone when the cops come out and say that actual local leadership and actual residents of Elizabeth City cannot protest. Where were the cameras? I was the only camera. And I don't want to be like main character syndrome here, but like the reason why I'm participating in these protests, well, number one, obviously, because this is my shit and I love to protest the government. But number two is because I'm going to be the only camera when all the other cameras leave. Right? So the cops see MSNBC, ABC, CNN leave. They see Dr. Barber leave. And then they come out and harass the people that live here. And I'm the only one that got this on camera here. So again, I didn't get the whole interaction. But you can see the police here interacting with them, saying essentially what boils down to, if you make any trouble whatsoever, there's a great possibility you will be arrested. Now again, I'm across the street when this was happening because I was like sitting down on the curb and then the cops came up. But they basically said, if you do anything that has any sort, like if you're loud, if you're on the streets, if you do anything of that nature, there's a great possibility you will be subject to arrest. And so again, I want to be very clear here. I am extremely disappointed with what transpired yesterday because again, you had this great turnout in the morning, and then a bunch of people that don't live here told everyone to go home, while a bunch of people that do live here were trying to organize an actual protest. And I want to be very clear. A rally and a photo op is not a protest, right? Doing a 5-minute walk from, a courthouse to a sheriff's department or whatever on a street that's already blocked out, right, where everyone already knows what you're going to say. That is not a protest. No one is being protested in that circumstance, right? And so I find it, I personally, again, as someone who's been at every single event since Andrea was shot and killed, I have been at the crime scene. I have been in every single day of protesting. I've been at every single event. Now, again, I did catch the tail end of this one, right? And I did miss most of it. But outside of that, I've been at every single event and demonstration. And I want to say, as an Elizabeth City resident, I am very disappointed by the religious leadership for not coming out here for every day. Now, I want to say that some of them have come out here for photo op days. Some people have come out here during some of the other marches. Now, my main disagreement, again, if you wanted to do a rally in the morning, and then that's great, and then we direct that energy into our regularly scheduled evening protests, all right, awesome. That's amazing. But to do the rally in the morning and then tell everyone, all right, we'll see you tomorrow. Go home, we'll see you tomorrow. Because yes, that's what they said. They said, go home, we'll see you tomorrow. What? Right? The local leadership of Elizabeth City has been planning demonstrations every single day at 5 o'clock. Right? And some out-of-town pastors and whatever the fuck they're called, reverends, I don't care, came in, told a lot of other residents with their big badge and their name recognition to go home, while actual residents who were trying to organize stuff were trying to organize a protest for 5 o'clock. And so I just want to say, I hope that this is not the beginning of the end for demonstrations in Elizabeth City. I hope that this is just a blip. But again, where are the other cameras? How come I was the only camera? I got an exclusive, folks. What the fuck? I've got exclusives, folks. I shouldn't be having a motherfucking exclusive of these protests. If religious people can come out here and bring 100 people for their rally in the morning, I should not be the one that has exclusive camera footage of the evening protests. Right? Now, I want to remind everyone, a couple days ago, this guy right here, this guy's name is Felton. He's the lieutenant to the police chief. This is the same dumb motherfucker who arrested protesters a couple days ago. And then, when there was a drunk driving incident where a Trump supporter drunk driver tried to harass us, called us slurs out the window and threatened to hit us with his car, right? This same cop, and you can go back and watch the video, this same cop let them go. A drunk driver, awkwardly, trying to run into people, yelling at people, actually impeding traffic. This same cop let them go, but threatened arrest on a group of about 25 protesters. This is the world that we live in. Are the religious clergy speaking about that? No. Are some of people in the city who are filing all the permits speaking about the injustices? Not really. They're just going home, filing their permit, and then doing a parade. Now, this is and I want to be very clear. I think people have every right to protest in any way that they see fit. Any way that they see fit, they have any right to protest, right? But I think that people deserve to have that same level of respect for other people. So when someone goes out there and says, oh, right, we're only going to protest if we have a permit, what? Now, my personal opinion is it's not a permit, or it's not a protest if you get a permit. It's a parade. That's a parade. It's not a protest. You're not protesting anything. If you have a permit, it's a parade. Right? If you have a permit, nothing is being disrupted. It's a parade. Everyone knows about that. Right? The cops block off the roads ahead of time. Nothing is being disrupted. Nothing is being shut down. It's a parade. Right? And that's fine. If you want to do a parade to raise awareness, okay, that's great. I'm right there with you. I'll march in that parade. Right? But if that's the extent of what you're going to do, and you're not going to actually protest or shut anything down after the fact, then that's where I have the problem. That's where I start to get a little offended. And so I just want to say, me personally, as a resident here, as someone who has attended every single demonstration that has existed since the start of these protests, since Andrea was killed, I am very, 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 very upset by what happened yesterday. About a bunch of people coming from out of town to do a photo op that lasted an hour and then told everyone to go home and not organize any further. Well, I want to say that we didn't go home. Now, we may have not shut anything down. I want to say people decided to not threaten arrest because I was the only person with a camera, right? And so if I were to get arrested, then that video wouldn't be released and no one would know what's going on. So we decided to instead spend a couple hours, about 3 hours, organizing for what to do today, tomorrow, and next week, and next month. So I want to tell, and without, providing any details, of course, today was not wasted. I would say that even though nothing was shut down today, it still was not wasted. We still made valuable progress and strategy, and that will go far. But I really, really want people to know that we cannot let outside, people that claim to be speaking for us take the mic. Now, if they want to amplify our message, that's great. And if they want to like give us the microphone, that's great. And I don't want the microphone. I want to be clear. I don't want the microphone. I want local leadership to have the microphone. I don't want someone that lives like, again, and I respect these people with all due respect, whatever, but they don't live here. They shouldn't be here taking the microphone and then like saying go home. That's not their role. That's not the role. That's not their position. That's not why they're here. They should be here to give us the microphone and to be recording with their phone and be posting videos on their Twitter account and then be retweeting us. That's their role. That's what they should be doing. But instead, I find that some people are taking this as like a photo opportunity, and I find it to be disrespectful. Now, again, I personally think that, again, we have been demanding the release of the footage the whole time. So, yes, Reverend Barber coming out here saying release the tape, brilliant. I love it. But when you say release the tape and then say go home, that's a problem. Now, when you say release the tape and then also we're going to march for another 8 hours, that's my shit. That's where I'm down. That's what we've been doing. Right? But when you say release the tape, now everyone go home, I know I'm a famous person and I'm going to use my fame and I'm going to use my position and my stature to tell people to go home. That's where I've got a problem. And I'm not just trying to pin this on Barber. I'm trying to pin this on just the whole religious people, all of them in general, who tried to take credit for this and specifically tried to tell people to go home. Like, again, that's my main thing. If you wanted to do this in the morning and then, like, you know, say, and there's going to be another demonstration at 5 like normal, then I'm right there with you. I would have loved you. I would have supported you. But when you're going out there and then using your leadership, using your photo op, using your cameras to say, all right, I'll see you tomorrow, that's my fucking problem. That's my fucking problem. So I want to be very clear here. And then, of course, again, because all the cameras are gone, all the cops decide, all right, it's time to threaten arrest. It's time to say, all right, your civil liberties, your First fucking Amendment no longer exists. The Constitution, doesn't exist anymore. What the fuck is that bullshit? What the fuck is that garbage? It's garbage. We have been meeting out here every single day since Andrew was murdered at 5 p.m. Right, today was no exception. But some people from out of town tried to tell people not to meet up at 5 p.m. And that's my fucking problem. And so we took this opportunity to strategize to prevent this from happening in the future. We took this opportunity to strategize to have multiple other layers of protesting, not just marching, other forms of protesting. So we didn't let this time go to waste. Local leadership, including myself, which I'm not local leadership, so I was just there to be there. But we all decided to do a lot of things, and I'm helping, and we're actually making plans of action here. So I just want to be very clear that there is no fizzling of anything as of this current point. I would say today was probably one of the weakest days of protest action, but I feel like tomorrow we're going to come back stronger. And I don't want to reveal the details of that just yet. If you are an Elizabeth City local and you're watching this live, or if you're watching this right after and whatever, feel free to reach out to me, send me a message or whatever, and I'll give you some details. But I mean, maybe I'm a paranoid motherfucker, but I'm very convinced that the police watch my show, so I don't want to give them any details that they don't deserve. And so, yeah, Bethany, I could help with design with the facts that we are working on that. So thank you. If you want to help, reach out to me and I'll try to figure out what to do to put you through to someone else who's working on that. But we are working on literature, so that is something we're working on. But yeah, so I just want to say I'm very disappointed with everyone that participated in the photo op this morning and did not... again, the photo op is great. There was a photo op a week ago that the mayor participated in. And then after the photo op, we did more demonstrations. And that was great. That was wonderful. That was fantastic. Right? But when it's just a photo op, and then you tell people to go home, that's my problem. And so I wanted to be very explicit about that. I appreciate and I love the fact that people are coming from out of town to help us and provide support. But you need to provide support. You can't take the microphone and use this opportunity, to drop your next essay collection or something. You know what I mean? And especially if you're gonna come out here with lib shit. That's my thing. If you're gonna come out here and say we need police reform, what? No, motherfucker. We need to abolish the police. We need to decriminalize and legalize all drugs. Because why was Andrew killed? He was killed because people, for whatever reason, think that doing a drug of some description, only a specific kind of drug, alcohol, that's fine, right? Other kinds of drugs are fine. Only specific kinds of drugs make you a terrible, disgusting, evil, violent criminal worthy of being gunned down in the street in a school zone. That's why Andrew was killed, because for whatever reason, over decades and decades and decades, people think drugs make people violent criminals. That's not the case. So we need drug policy reform. We need to abolish drug laws. We need to get rid of them, decriminalize all drugs. We need to abolish the police force. We need to get rid of all these people. We need to prosecute the killer cops that ended Andrew's life. We need to prosecute the judge that signed off on the warrant. We need to prosecute Tommy Wooten. We don't need fucking police reform, motherfucker. We don't need, we gotta reform the police, y'all. We gotta reform the police. No, motherfucker. We have the names of the people that killed Andrew Brown. We know the names of the people that killed Andrew Brown. They need to be in a jail cell. That is, yes, the videotape needs to be released. Absolutely. But we can't end there. These people are killers. They're murderers. Cold-blooded murder. They need to be held accountable. Police reform is not holding these people accountable. No, it's not. We need to, 1, prosecute the killer cops. 2, remove the role of killer cops so that a killer cop can no longer exist. And then 3, limit what police are allowed to enforce their actions on. And drugs should not be enforced with death penalties. Drugs should not be enforced with lethal actions. If you use drugs and someone finds that offensive, maybe they can call a rehabilitation service and have someone out, like a social worker, come out and have like a 3-hour conversation with you about the direction of your life. And you can make the end of the day, you can make the decision on whether or not you want to go to a free rehabilitation service. That's what we should do with people that use drugs. And again, it should be optional. If someone uses drugs and they feel like they're perfectly fine, right, and they look perfectly fine and they behave perfectly fine, let them use drugs. They're not a problem to anybody. If someone is using drugs and it's a problem with their life and their family is being negatively affected by that, then yes, offer them free rehabilitation services. This isn't hard, motherfucker. We don't need thugs with guns going down and by elementary schools killing people over fucking drugs, dude. Right? And so when I see people coming from outside, coming in here saying, we need police reform, sure. But if you're going to say we need police reform and then say, all right, everyone go home so we can't actually discuss what police reform we need, then that's a problem. You don't live here. You don't have to deal with our police. We do. And so I just wanted to be very clear that I was very disappointed with what took place yesterday. And I hope that that does not take place again. And again, I just want to say that what took place yesterday is being strategized against from taking place. So we put in contingencies for today so that what happened yesterday does not happen again today. Is there still a coffee stain on my shirt? I feel like that's going to be there for a while until I wash it. I can't believe I spilled coffee. I was just looking at the camera. But anyway, so that's what happened yesterday. If anyone has any questions, comments, or concerns, feel free to reach out to me. But that's the recap. So now that the video that I'm going to upload is over, right? This is like, the full-length show. Like, you get my live opinion. Dude, I am fucking pissed the fuck off. And I want to tell everyone else that, like, everyone is pissed off. Like, when the cop, like, it's one thing, like, to say go home and then we do a protest anyway, right? But when the cops came out there and threatened arrest because we didn't have the hundreds of people, that was extremely offensive. That was extremely offensive. And I just, like, again, just for the sake of personal, for me to feel good, shame on all those motherfuckers that came out here and told people to go home. Shame on them. Shame on them. That's fucking horrible, and it's fucking lib shit. And that, like, I have been fearing that these protests have been liberalized for a while, or have been, like, having liberal elements. And again, it's fine. If people that live here are liberals and they want to inject their liberalism into the protests, they have every right to do so because they're residents, they live here. But when people that are out of town come here and inject their liberalism, that's my fucking problem. That's my fucking problem. When you're trying to tamper down the radicalism of the locals, because I can tell you this right now, people in Elizabeth City are mad as fuck. And they think that what we're doing is a waste of goddamn time. And they want to escalate. And I'm not saying that that means violence. I'm saying that that means economic impacts. They want to shut down the bridge again. They want to do that kind of stuff. They want to do more planned out, like psychological, strategic, economic warfare on the powers that be in this state, in this country, in this fucking city, in this, on that stuff. Like, and I'm telling you this right now, people are planning that. People are strategizing to shut shit down. People are building lists of businesses that support and are against protests. People are going to do some radical action. And so when you have some motherfuckers from out of town say, we need police reform, be peaceful, everyone. Like, what's really offensive to me? When people from out of town who haven't been here come in and say, we need to remain peaceful. Bitch, motherfucker, we have had 18 straight days of nonviolent protests. When you come in here and say, we need to be peaceful, oh Lord Jesus, amen. Like, you just look like a fucking clown. You look like a fucking circus show, and you need to go the fuck home because you're doing a net negative to our movement. That's my opinion. That's my personal opinion. And that is not representative of anyone else that's been in the protest. That is my personal opinion. And so I don't want that part to be included in the video because, I just wanted to get my personal opinion out there for catharsis. The chosen superstar. I'm sure most of the town is dismissing your silly nonsense. If you are sure of that, feel free to provide evidence of your claims. I can say again, I've been on the ground 18 days in a row documenting these protests, listening to the community leaders and organizers, listening to the people that live here for 18 days. And I want to say, just for the sake of record, I have an exclusive on this one. No one else who documents, who covers this stuff has been here for 100% of the demonstrations. I have. So I'm telling you right now, if you think that there's like some secret cabal out there that has some secret plans that are against what I'm saying, okay, prove it, motherfucker. Because guess what? I've been out here every day. I've been talking to people every day. I've been amplifying voices every single day of people that are saying some really radical shit in the small southern hick town of Elizabeth City. So yeah, come in here, do your little fucking, get a real job routine. Fine, whatever. If that makes you feel better, it makes you feel better. If you're laughing up a storm and it fucking tickles your dick, okay, great. I'm glad I could make your life a net positive for the next 20 seconds. I'm happy with that. Goodbye, Alicia. Have a good one. I've never seen a benzo help someone. Me personally, I have used benzos recreationally. Pretty good. Pretty good. Now, again, I do not endorse or advocate for drug use. It is very dangerous, especially if you've got a history of addictive personalities. So I would say never, ever do unprescribed medications, especially when they're pills, especially if you don't know the origin of this prescription medication. Ethical sourcing is a huge concern, but do not do drugs at home, kids. Do not do that. That being said, I have done recreational benzos, and they're pretty fun. I'm not going to lie. But again, I can totally see how the slippery slope of going from 1 to 5 to, dying, I can see that. There's a slippery slope there. It's not like marijuana where you do 5 more blunts and then you just go and then you wake up in 16 hours, right? So a benzo can kill you, and that's a problem. But so just throwing that out there, but But yeah, let's get into some other news, because I've got some other news. And thank you, Salvi Raised Weirdo in the chat for coming in. I've got some other news here that I've been reading, that I've found. And I want to get into this because this is amazing. It's amazing. So. Doge tanked last night. You see, here's the thing. I sold at 70 cents. So Doge tanking last night. As far as I'm concerned, Doge tanking last night is it's a godsend. I mean, I got even more Doge with the same. Oh, it's just incredible. I mean, y'all know how capitalism works. This shit's pretty good. Pretty good, folks. Pretty good. I have an air addiction. You can't overdose on benzos alone, but withdrawing could kill you. I am not sure about that. It's like, I have definitely heard of people dying from just benzos. I don't know if that's like a specific, like predisposition thing, but I've definitely heard of people dying from like doing like, 20 Xanax or something. So I would definitely not say that. Although I could be misunderstood, or they could have done other things without my knowledge or whatever, but I have definitely heard of people dying from what I understood to just be benzos. That being said, again, don't do drugs at home, kids. It's really like, it's a serious thing. Nothing is worth your life. Anyway, the dose makes the poison. That's what I'm saying. Okay. Yeah, I'm pretty sure ODing on benzos will stop your heart. That's exactly what I'm saying. Anyway, mushrooms on Mars? Let's read this shit. I got an article here. Now, I just want to say this is unconfirmed. This is a hypothesis. So in case you're wondering, this is not real. This is not, like, these are not mushrooms confirmed. Now, they could be. They look like mushrooms, right? So they could be mushrooms, but they are not confirmed as of right now. We are just going off of photographs. But this article just came out a couple days ago, and I have to go over it. Scientists believe these photos show mushrooms on Mars and proof of life. Now, if y'all know what mushrooms look like, I present to you a motherfucking mushroom. Does that look like a rock? Kind of. But also, counterpoint, I present to you a motherfucking mushroom. That's a motherfucking mushroom. Okay, and even if it's not a motherfucking mushroom, you know what? It's a motherfucking mushroom. Just for the sake of my personal, a satisfaction, that's a motherfucking mushroom. Okay, so let's read this fucking article. This is from popularmechanics.com. All right, folks. Could there be mushrooms on Mars? In a new paper, an international team of scientists from countries including the US, France, and China have gathered and compared photographic evidence they claim shows fungus-like objects growing on the red planet. In their paper, which appears in Scientific Research Publishing's Advances in Microbiology, the scientists analyze images taken by NASA's Opportunity and Curiosity rovers, plus the Mars Reconnaissance Orbiter's HiRISE camera. The objects in question show chalky, white, colored, spherical shaped specimens. I love the word specimens there. Also the alliteration of colored, spherical shaped specimens. That sounds like a fucking level in the Ancient Aliens Doom What? Which the Mars Opportunity team initially said was a mineral called hematite. Later studies refuted the hematite claim. Soon, some scientists coined the term Martian mushrooms to describe the mysterious objects because of how they resemble lichens and mushrooms. While in another study, fungi and lichen experts, I don't know how to pronounce lichen, I've only ever read the word, classified the spheres as puffballs, a white spherical fungus belonging to the phylum Basidiomycota, found on Earth. In the new paper, the scientists point to a set of opportunity photos that show 9 spheres increasing in size. Yo. Bitch motherfucker. Increasing in size. A rock doesn't increase in size. Hello? Hello? Like, it's pronounced lichen? Okay, thank you. Hello, rocks don't just get bigger in 2 days. I'm just letting you know that. Like, you might not be aware that rocks don't get bigger in 2 days. But I got news for you, motherfucker. Rocks don't get bigger in 2 motherfucking days, okay? The researchers claim Martian wind didn't uncover the amorphous sphere. Okay, sure. And that they expand in size or conversely change in shape, move to new locations, and or wane in size and nearly disappear. Okay, fine, buddy. Whatever you want to, say to yourself to sleep at night, that's fine. The scientists continue, blah, blah, blah. I'm not going to read that because it doesn't agree with my conspiracy theory. Crustose and lepros are kinds of fungus surface textures where crust or scales form and can flake away. Look at that shit, man. The presence of these peripheral parts is important, the scientists say, because it helps them make the case that what we're seeing really is fungus instead of simply some spherical rocks. mushrooms grow and reproduce like gangbusters. It's one of their defining characteristics of the entire family of fungi. Small mushrooms grow in about a day, while large mushrooms take up to 4 days. Imagine, right? Like, I love mushrooms. In their research, these scientists carefully document all the ways their proposed fungi change from one photo to the next. White amorphous mass alters shape, location, and almost completely disappears from inside the crevice of a rock shelter over a 3-day sol period. They explain of one image set shown below. I don't know exactly what's being shown here. White amorphous mass alters shape and almost completely disappears from inside the crevice. I see. Okay. From inside the crevice. All right. Okay, look at that. It's disappearing. I mean, rocks could disappear, I guess, right? Besides something like a gust of wind blowing away loose sand, fungi are one of the only living things that could experience such noticeable growth and change in just a few days. The scientists acknowledge the evidence they present isn't ironclad and seem to predict the scrutiny that will inevitably come from with their paper, writing that the similarities in morphology are not proof of life. And that's just them saying that in more words. But what if there really were mushrooms on Mars? What would that mean if a future where humans... Okay, you can just read that. That's fine. They just tell you about like eating mushrooms to like live on Mars. Now, I want to postulate an alternative theory here. What if fungus came... What if fungi are aliens? Now, have you heard about the panspermia theory? Right? Think about this. The idea that fungi are on an asteroid somewhere. They're just chilling. Fungus spores are chilling on an asteroid. And then bits of that asteroid crash into Mars. Boom, buddy. Bits of that asteroid crash into Earth. Hell, maybe bits of that asteroid crash into Venus, but we know how that went, right? You know, and who knows? Who knows? What if mushrooms are aliens, motherfucker? Throwing that out there. That explains a whole lot. That explains a lot. Because one, they're cool. Mycelium is super cool. Okay. 2, mushrooms have so many varieties. Like there's like they can do all kinds of stuff. Like from giving you a lovely nutritious diet to making you freak the fuck out. I love mushrooms. 3, they grow really fast for no fucking reason. 4, they're cool as hell. 5, they can survive in bizarre conditions. 6, they're really fucking cool. 7, they're cool as fuck. 8, they're aliens. That's my postulation, and I'm sticking to it. So mushrooms are aliens. Prove me wrong, motherfucker. Give me that like little Steven Crowder meme. Mushrooms are aliens. Change my mind? Wait, why are people crying in the chat? What's going on? Oh, Lord have mercy. I'm so sorry. Like, I'm just, my default to like when people post like crying emojis is to assume that they're like doing so in jest, and then I scroll up and read what was, and I feel really bad. Yo, mushrooms are motherfucking aliens, man. Like, I'm telling you this right now. What is toxoplasmosis? Do they need an alien registration ID? I think that that's the thing, is that they're illegal aliens. They're undocumented. The question is, who is the original ejaculator? That's the thing. It's like, mushroom, like, I don't want to get too graphic here, but again, like mushrooms, like they produce cum. Like that's what spores are. They're like mushroom cum. Someone has to come. It has to come from somewhere. It's called cum for a reason. You know what I'm saying? Like, Lord have fucking mercy. These motherfucking aliens.
Everybody comes in your grandmother. Everybody comes in your grandmother.
They were up to no good, folks. Let me just tell you. It's a virus that makes you love cats that you catch from cat shit. That's not real. That's not real. I'm looking that up. There's no way that's real. It's a virus that doesn't cause physical harm but just makes you love cats. Nope, that's not real. That's not real. It's a parasite. Okay, it's not a virus. It's a parasite. Okay, it definitely does fuck you up. Okay, no, it just definitely fucks you up. I see nothing about making you love cats. I think you lied to me. Okay, maybe you didn't lie to me and Google lied to me. I don't know, man. I'll look it up later. Have I seen Train Spotting? No, I haven't. This game makes me horny. Dude, Doom makes me so horny. Like, you have no idea. Like, the idea that I haven't played Doom in like 3 weeks is honestly... Actually, that's not true. I did play Doom a week ago. Never mind. Anyway, I gotta talk about this one. We have Max the dog here, folks. Again, I want to remind everyone that we've got like a new dog in the house because someone's moving in. And so Max is very, 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 very scared of this dog and is also very dumb and is trying to like start shit with this dog, and it's a problem. So, you know, what are you going to do? But he's blind, so like I don't know if he's like, you know, he's scared. Like, I can understand if I were blind and I saw like a big scary man, I would be kind of scared too. So I get it, but like he's got to, you know, he's got to be a good dog. So Max is we're undergoing some Max-like features here. Have you heard of auto-brewery syndrome? You get drunk on your stomach acids and yeast without alcohol. That's awesome. Max is pretty dumb. Like, that's like, and I say that in like a literal sense. I'm not like, he's kind of a dumb dog. Like, you have to understand, like, Max was abused, right? He's blind, right? He, like, I don't know, like, he doesn't have good, like, manners. So, he's kind of dumb. He bumps into walls all the time. He licks his own paw for hours at end. I don't know why he does that. There's germs there, buddy. You got germs on your paw. What are you doing? Max was channeling Major Biden. Yeah, he was. He really was. Do you have more time now for everyday life, or do you still spend most of the day protesting? I mean, I'm going to spend most of my day protesting as long as protests go on. The sweet tone doesn't work. Well, I mean, if he gets crazy, I'll yell at him. But, I mean, once he calms down, you know, I like to hug him and make sure he's okay. When you have a few million subscribers and you're living in your $1 million mansion next to Jimmy Dore, I would love to be Jimmy Dore's next door neighbor. You can make a sitcom out of that. Will you remember us? Yes, I absolutely will. Here's the thing. I'm going to be honest. Okay. I have been a live streamer for 10 years. Just about. Like, if you wanted to, like, pinpoint it, maybe it's like 8 years. Right? Now, I have had people that used to watch my YouTube videos 9 years ago come into my chat and say, holy shit, you're still alive. And I instantly remember who they are. So I'm just like throwing that out there, right? Like, when it comes to memorizing like chatters, I feel like I've got a decent memory for that. So yes, I will remember you in 10 years. I remember people from 10 years ago. I will remember you in 10 years. It's actually pretty funny. I had a viewer of mine that like disappeared for mental health reasons like 4 years ago and came back relatively recently. And I was like, what the hell? How's it going? And then so we had like a long conversation. So I will remember you. Baku is a woman, first of all. And second of all, Baku is marrying my brother. So those are two details that you should know about when in relation to Baku. But also, these dumb motherfuckers don't watch morning shows. They can't watch a show in the morning because first of all, they're children. Like, they're literally children. They don't know how to sleep properly. 2, they don't know how to eat properly, so they're always like waking up for midnight snacks and they're all fucking shit for brains. 3, they wake up at like 2 p.m. because they have nothing to do and they're fucking garbage. 4, they don't like my show because they're trash. 5, they're disrespectful pieces of garbage. 6, I'm gonna fucking motherfucking fuck. 7, I don't even know, but let me just tell you, if I did know, it wouldn't be good. And 8, what the fuck? Yeah, we got a whole fucking squad of fucking weirdos. You ever think about that, Juana? That a certain someone's only children are in interracial relationships? This is like something that won't make any sense to everyone else, but I find that to be very interesting. Max, you need to calm the fuck down. I know. Oh my god. How old is Baku? I'm not going to release their personal information like that. That's personal. No one should know that except for them. And me. I know that. But it's personal. Look at this fucking dog. He is freaking out for no reason. What are you doing? You see that? You see that? I got one more story I'm going to cover, by the way, folks. That dog isn't going to hurt you. Why are you so scared? I got to get a door that closes. That's one of the other problems that I've got here is I've got a door that doesn't close because my roommate that installed the door is... I'll let you choose what word you want to use there at the end of that sentence. And so my door doesn't close. It just kind of like is that. And so Max is like constantly like sniffing through the crack in the door and thinks that like Max himself can open the door from the other side. So I think it adds to his anxiety that like the door is openable from not from the side that Max is on, but from the other side. The door is openable. And so I think that's why he's freaking out. So I need to get a new door. And I need to pay a professional to install the door because clearly we don't have any in this home. Yo, that motherfucker Rebel Cave 85 that came in here, and would talk about his Chrysler and then talk about how he hates the blacks and the illegals. Like, that was like, I was like, what the fuck, man? Because this guy keeps coming in talking about how he hates the blacks and the illegals. And it's like, okay, you're crazy. And then one day they just start coming in my stream saying like, man, my car is looking pretty good today. And it was just like, what the fuck? And it's like, I don't know, man. Trumpers are crazy. I have no idea, Rielon. I am not a door person. Yeah, the other dog's name is Max as well, so we're going to get, 2 Maxes going up in here. I think they'll be fine. I think it's just a matter of them getting to know each other. I think they'll be fine. Max isn't a rude dog. He's just scared. And he's also blind and dumb. And so that adds to his anxiety. But anyway, speaking of anxiety, I need to talk about this Elon Musk bullshit, man. Lord, have mercy on my soul. Was Mike Silver? That's a good question. Okay, so I'm gonna, okay. So Elon Musk, one of, if not the, I mean, it's constant in fluctuation, but one of, if not the richest person in the history of the world. At least in the modern world, you know, like, I don't know. It's one thing to have a bunch of gold, but, like, no spaceships, you know, like, what the fuck? Okay, you're sitting on a pile of gold, but you can't do anything with it. Okay, cool. Is that really wealth? But this motherfucker is, like, one of the richest people in the world right now, and he's a huge fucking problem. He abuses his employees. He is consistently wrong on everything. All of his projects, including SpaceX fucking suck. He is anti-worker. He steals from his workers. He tries to kill his workers with unsafe working conditions during a pandemic. Elon Musk is garbage. He is garbage. If you click on this fucking video and you think Elon Musk, oh, what's this person saying about, oh, Poppy Elon? Go fuck yourself, because this guy is garbage. And I want to look at the news cover. I don't give a shit about his SNL appearance. I'm not going to be covering that at all. I want to look at how the news is covering his SNL appearance, because it's horrible. It's horrifying, and it's disgusting. Every mainstream media outlet is running free propaganda campaigns for the richest person in the history of the world, who said that coronavirus would disappear by April. Not this April, last April. So here's how Twitter had the trend. Why Elon Musk's hosting debut is a notable moment for SNL. And then you have this face of him laughing. Oh, look at the happy billionaire. Oh. Look at this fucking shit. Look at this. It's controversial. Saturday Night Live debut. It's a notable moment. It's so controversial. It's so controversial. Oh, it's so controversial. Who cares, man? Who gives a fuck? Right? And I've also got like a Google News tab open. Right? And it's like Elon Musk shows humility and hubris. How fucking dumb do you fucking think I fucking am? Elon Musk shows humility and hubris? Bitch motherfucker, what? You have to understand, when you're the richest person in the world, everything you do is propaganda. Philanthropy is propaganda. Look at Bill Gates. Bill Gates is a sexist, abusive, union-busting, fucking disgusting, genocidal, eugenics-promoting, disgusting, racist shitbag. But people think he's that cool dude that made Microsoft. Bill Gates has done uncountable damage to the public schooling system in the United States of America because he's rich and people listen to him, right? He has destroyed public schooling in the United States of America. He advocates for eugenics and genocide when it comes to population control. He could single-handedly end world hunger, but instead he wants, specifically people of color, to just stop having sex so much, stop reproducing so much. These are things that Bill Gates has said, okay? Bill Gates is garbage, but people think he's cool because he gives his money to like a water charity, or because he's that cool dude who made Windows, right? And that's exactly what fucking Elon Musk is fucking doing. That's exactly what he's doing. And this fucking disgusting pro-capital media is just doing everything they can. Everything they fucking can to give him as much fucking power as he possibly could. I'm not going to talk about Dogecoin here. Tesla competitors air electric vehicle ads during Elon Musk's Saturday Night Live. Okay, Elon Musk makes first appearance on SNL, historic host, and then look, he's looking all goofy. Look how goofy he is. Oh, he's funny and goofy. He's relatable. Oh, he put on a Wario costume. Look how goofy and relatable Daddy Elon is. He knows Nintendo characters. He's just like me. Elon Musk reveals on SNL he has Asperger's. Oh, poor Elon. Oh, he's got Asperger's. Okay. So that makes it okay when he, sentences his workers to death in a pandemic. That makes it okay when he fires people for trying to organize. That makes it okay when he enforces and engages in slave labor practices to get his raw materials. That makes it okay when he supports the overthrowing of certain governments for lithium reserves. That's all okay because he has Asperger's now. Okay. He's just a quirky little rich dude. It's, look how cool Elon is. It's not like he's destroying the fucking world. No, he's that quirky rich dude. Shut the fuck up with that bullshit. This is a good one from RT. Elon Musk's comedy debut crashes and burns on the SNL launchpad, but the mission was ultimately a success for him. That's like a relatively accurate title, actually, to be honest with you. Yeah, it's garbage. It's shit. But it did the job because the media is doing the job for them. That's all of this is. And I don't give a fuck about his appearance. I don't care. I don't give a fuck. I don't care about his appearance on SNL. I care about how the media is covering it. Fuck the media. Mainstream media is garbage. It's garbage. Garbage. And again, this isn't partisan, Republican, Democrat, blah, 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 garbage, whatever. This is where you see where people really align. It's capital and anti-capital. That is the actual fucking war being waged in this world right now. In all of mainstream media, Democrats, Republicans, they're pro-capital. They will support capital until they die. They will sacrifice their own lives in the volcano of capitalism. Because they're fucking crazy. Anyway, so I had to point that out because that pissed me the fuck off. Fuck Elon. Fuck anyone who capes for Elon. He's garbage. But that's my show for today. Does anyone have any comments, questions, or concerns on any of the content that I produced on this day in the last 1 hour? Look at me, the content I've produced. Yeah, okay, buddy. Sure. I've got some opinions on the fucking content that I produced.
And where it should have stopped is at the deal standpoint, where they thought about it.
I really appreciate the gender-neutral pronoun in that Trump clip. Like, it's just so applicable. Like, you being able to use that for anybody. Like, for example, this one is bad.
And he's like this, and we will, I need water. Help me, I need water.
Because he's talking specifically about Marco Rubio and says he, right? So it's like, sometimes it's awkward if I play that when, like, a woman is drinking water, right? But, this one is just perfect. It's great.
And where it should have stopped is at the deal standpoint, where they thought about it.
Where they thought about it. Lord have mercy. Caitlyn Jenner. Don't even get me started on Caitlyn motherfucking Jenner, man. That's like I could do a whole episode on that shit. I look great today. Thank you so much with my coffee-stained clothing. Look at that. I spilled coffee on myself today. And it's going to be there for the rest of my life. Caitlyn Jenner's going to win. I would be shocked, to be honest. I would be shocked. That's why I'm always naked. Oh, because of potential coffee stains. Right, okay. I feel that. But anyway, back on the subject of the Elizabeth City protests. I am going to probably leave the house ASAP when I'm done the show. Because we are planning something. And again, if you live in Elizabeth City and you're interested, reach out to me. But we are planning something. I'm a relatively paranoid person, and I know it's very possible that the police watch my show. So I'm not going to be giving away information on what we're going to do, when we're going to do it, how we're going to do it, who's going to be there. One, that's just a violation of privacy. And two, I mean, like, I'm like 90% certain that law enforcement, quote unquote, law enforcement of some variety watches my show, or at least skims the transcript. Lord have mercy, Max. It's okay. You'll be okay, buddy. Look at him. He's so beautiful. So beautiful. That's a whole subject for another time, Bodan. Don't knock my coffee cup over. I love him. I love him. Juana in the chat's like, I'll be there when they kill the next black man. Yeah, great. Thanks a lot. I'm sorry. That was like a really bad joke. Fuck it. I'll be there next year. Like, this better not happen next year. You know, like, that's my point. Like, this better not fucking happen again. The problem is it will. Like, that's the thing. It will happen again. But it better not happen again. Anyway, I did not mean it in that way. Hey, you're the one who said it, buddy. Anyway, I'll see y'all later. I've got some work to do, including, but not limited to.
Everybody comes in, your grandmother, your father, your mother, your brother, your cousins. They come in so easily, so crazy, so crazy. They weren't coming because they couldn't get in. Once they think they can get in, they're coming, and they are coming at levels that you haven't even seen yet. They're coming all over the place. Everybody comes in, your grandmother, everybody comes in, your grandmother, your father, your mother, your brother, your cousins. They come in so easily, so crazy, so crazy. They weren't coming because they couldn't get in. Once they think they can get in, they're coming, and they are coming at levels that you haven't even seen yet. They're coming all over the place. Everybody comes in, your grandmother, your father, your mother, your brother. So crazy, 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 so crazy. They weren't coming because they couldn't get in. Once they think they can get in, they're coming, and they are coming at levels that you haven't even seen yet. They're coming all over the place.
I liked beer. I still like beer. But I did not drink beer to the point of blacking out.
No, seriously, hot sauce. I've been eating a lot of hot sauce, a lot of raw peppers and hot sauce.
You have to go home now. We have to have peace. We have to have law and order. We have to respect our great people in law and order. We have to have law and order. We have to respect our great people in law and order. We don't want anybody hurt. It's a very tough period of time. There's never been a time like this where such a thing happened.
Only the really, I hate to say this, but those with the lowest IQ.
Well, you have to understand, the first time I ever heard of Black Lives Matter, they were chanting pigs in a blanket, talking about police. Pigs, talking about our police. Pigs in a blanket, fry them like bacon.
Watch Hillary examine the terrain. Watch a campaign with the man Tim Kaine. Tim Kaine in the membrane. Tim Kaine in the brain.
Lord have fucking mercy on that. I will never get over a Tim Kaine in the membrane. That I'm going to be like 80 years old and I'm going to have that fucking clip fired up every single time, because what a fucking, how on earth, who came up with that? Why did they not stop that? How is there no editorial process? How is no one on that stage like, hey, maybe this is a bad idea? Oh my God, Lord have motherfucking mercy.